I am going to touch on right now, while I've got you online, I'm going to go over the sale process. That's a new form that I created. I don't know when I was going to go over it, but I want you to see it. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of what happens in the sale process, okay? We haven't had anything that was really written out in time with a time, a time stamp of what usually happens. So the first thing is going to be the sale process, which means you either get a listing or you get a buyer. You're going to show them properties, however long that takes. The next thing that's going to happen is the contract of sale. Once you get the contract of sale, you're going to send it to the attorney. You're going to get attorney approval within 3 days, business days. If they do not approve the contract, they have 3 days to disapprove it, and after that, it is automatically considered approved, okay? It defaults. During that process, you're also going to set up the home inspection. And a lot of times in contracts, they'll say 3 days for the home inspection. What you need to know about time frame, and when we go over contracts, I'll talk about this a little bit more. If you have 3 days for home inspection, you usually do not want to schedule it till after you have the attorney approval. What you really need to know is about time stamps. If you get attorney approval on, say, a Monday, and you've got 3 days for home inspection, that home inspection has to be done by Thursday, and you have to have the PINA signed by Thursday. So what is important to know, attorney approval is business days, home inspection is calendar days. So if you get attorney approval on Friday, your home inspection period ends on Monday, if you have 3 days in the contract. With everything that's going on in this world, I am putting down now 7 days for home inspection, because there are not a lot of home inspectors that can do home inspections, and we have to allow for these time frames. Once you get the PINA signed, and that's the property inspection notification addendum, you will then collect the deposit check. I believe according to the contract, you have to have it within, brain fart here, I think it's like 72 hours. It's not a long time. So make sure you get the deposit check. If you are the listing agent, the deposit check is going to be payable to Metro Roberts, and you're going to turn the check into the office. If it is with another company, you are going to have to mail the check to the other company. And usually what I do is I take a picture of it, I scan it, and turn that into the office. After we have a deposit check is when you turn in the deal folder. With the new system that we're going to be implementing, you are going to be able to have things going a little simpler, that you can turn in the deal, start working on the deal folder ahead of time. Some agents are turning in a deal folder without the PINA and the deposit check, which when we're a working office, that's fine. That folder can be held on the side. Right now, with everything that's going on, you're going to wait till you have at least the PINA before you turn in the deal folder and send it over through email. So after the deal folder's turned in, somewhere along the time after the deposit check, and some of these may coincide, you're going to have the mortgage application done by the buyer. You're then going to have an appraisal done. All right, the bank is going to set that up with you if you're the listing agent. If you're not the listing agent, the bank will set it up with the listing agent. All right. Within 6 weeks after the contract date, approximately, and this is where you figure 6 weeks on the contract, you will have a commitment. Once it goes through all the channels and title examination and everything, you will get a clear to close from the bank. The closing date is traditionally 2 months after, the contract date. With what's going on now, it could be longer. Once you get a closing date, and this is not that the buyer thinks they're closing Saturday because the contract said so. This is when the attorneys say we're setting up the closing for Friday at 2 p.m. the buyer is going to get a final walkthrough. I wait until we have a day carved in stone. All right? After the final walkthrough, you're going to instruct them to change the utilities in their name. And then they will get the key after they close. So that's the sale process crunched down a little bit. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay. I'm going to try to find the books online. I know I had them, but don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. If this is it. Now that's the listing packet. Is this it? Look at this. God knows what this is. Let's hope it's not porn or something. It wouldn't be, but I know what I'm looking for specifically, and who knows. Okay. This is, I don't know what this is. Okay, who knows? Let's go back to title documents. Okay, go back to Finder. Listing presentation. Okay, this has to be revised, but this is what I wanted you to see because this is very, very old. This is my custom. Can everybody see this okay? Because I don't know with closing everything out if I lost this.
I can see it.
Okay. This is the last listing custom marketing plan. We now get an email copy of these. I wanted you to just see it. This is very old, obviously, but I want you to see the book that we make up. I do use this on my computer a lot instead of making a hard copy. Whoops, we just went crazy there. So I'm going to go to page 2.
That's right.
Erika, will we be getting those as well?
You should have been emailed them. I'm not sure. You should be getting them. You know, with everything that's going on right now, I don't know. I'm going to do page 2. Come on, just page 2.
Would Ryan be in charge of those?
I have to check. What can I do? Maybe if I do next. Okay, why is it going to page 3? I want page 2. Yeah. Okay, I don't know where page 3 of 2 is. Maybe this is 2 pages here. So first of all, we have 7 offices to serve you. I just want you to be aware of these. It's not a business, it's a family. When I do a listing, I don't go through the whole thing because no one wants to hear me talking about 20 pages. I do this quickly and I just present bullets. One of the things that convinced me to come to this company was right here. Practice the highest level of ethics, always treating you with care and respect. This to me is what made me switch to come to this company, because ethics are very, very, very important to me. And I like the fact that this company does things by the book. We don't take shortcuts. You know, it's all about how we treat each other and respect. And that to me is very, very important. So the Metro Group has been serving Western New York for over 35 years. This Metro currently has 11 offices. That may not be true anymore. Metro Group has annual sales. Metro, when I joined it millions of years ago, because it was my first company, it was Metro Borgo Lima, it was a franchise. Okay. Since then, Jim has bought a lot of the old Metro companies, like we're the old Metro Colvin, where our Tonawanda office is. But he does not charge us a franchise fee. Okay. He is probably one of the smallest, fastest growing companies. Okay. With, if you compare us to companies like Howard Hanna, I'm getting background noise. I don't know who it is. They might want to turn their mic off. If you compare it to Howard Hanna, if you compare it to even Hunt, Hunt has joined ERA, that has really boosted them. They have a little bit of a franchise. We are, though, one of the fastest growing companies around. And it's pretty amazing since, I don't know, well, Jim has come to some of our classes. When I worked for Hunt, I didn't want Peter Hunt to know my name. I don't think I ever called him. I didn't ever talk to him. And with Jim, he's always available to talk to. So the other thing is how will working with Metro Roberts, Western New York, this is an old book, it's not in there, help sell the property. We continue to grow because we're willing to meet the needs of amount of customers. We have a Western New York showcase. We are probably going to be doing away with this because years ago this was a great thing. As technology evolves, we don't use that as much anymore. It's nice, but we've done research on who our audience is, and the audience for the TV show is a lot of times older people who really aren't going to be in the market to buy or sell. We do offer virtual tours. We also offer the Matterport. Right now we cannot do a Matterport. I'm going to tell you, once photographers are deemed that they can work, I'm going to offer a lot more Matterport tours, and I will tell you why. In these crazy times, the less showing I do of houses, if they open everything up, the better life will be for myself as far as health goes. We're probably going to have a new normal, and the new normal is going to rely a lot more on technology, just because the safety of everyone involved. So be aware of that. Realtor.com is the #1 site for marketing. We do some of that. We also have our own real estate site. We do Zillow marketing. We do YouTube marketing. We're going away for the 24-hour hotline. Again, this is geared more towards the senior generation, and I can say that because I'm a senior. We're going to be, if we haven't already, we're going to be phasing this out. This was a great thing to catch buyers years ago. Our new buyers are not so much inclined to this, and this is being revised. Like I say, this is 5 years old, this book. Our social media marketing, that has taken off. We have so much more that is even here. We have the Matterport, we have KV Core. Those are all things that we can use to promote our listings. Individual property website for every home. I believe we still do that. What you need to know about the screen on the right-hand side is that we put the home on the market everywhere. And again, this needs to be updated. If I was in the office, I'd have a more updated source of this, but unfortunately with everything that's going on, I don't have access to all that. We do print advertising. I don't know what's going to become of this down the road, because in this crazy market that we did have, by the time the houses went to print, they'd already sold. Our company does offer appraisals. We also have Property Pres, which is contractors that do work on homes. So you can utilize any of these services for your listings or for the homeowner. Obviously, they're going to pay for the services, but it's nice to know it's available. They always ask who can do painting, who's a good handyman. We have a list of those services. This is very important, the Veterans Incentive Program. We offer 12% discount on commission to buyers sellers who are military veterans, giving them a check after closing. One of the things I like to do when I sell a home to a veteran is I like to take a picture of the veteran and myself with the check. We have big checks at the office. They're very large, and you can take a picture hiding behind the check with your buyer or seller. So if you not exactly don't want to be camera friendly, it hides everything. But we have these big checks. I don't know if any of you have seen them. I know in the training office in Tonawanda, we had one on the floor there. This is really important to think of that program. Jim's a real strong believer of this. How the discount works is Jim splits it with you. So if you're at a 55% split, Jim will pay 45% of the 12% and you pay the difference. If you're at a 90 split because you capped already, then you're going to pay 90% of it. But still, it is a wonderful tool to sign up veterans. The $500 Metro Roberts guarantee, I love this. If you can find another real estate company in Western New York that provides all the marketing tools that we do, we will pay $500. This again is evolving. What I used to always say is we have the TV show and nobody else does. Now that we're moving away from that, I know we will be picking up other tools to assist that are still going to put us above. What I have done in the past is I have gone on to Facebook and I've just copied this one. Have you heard about our Veterans Marketing Incentive Program? I have put that out there on my Facebook page. I believe some of this information is on the hub because I had also years ago printed this all up and put it in like a notebook so I could flip through instead of giving everybody the individual book. So if you're going to create a listing packet and a book that you want, you can put all this information in it. Like I say, mine needs to be updated. This has been on this computer for years. But it's good to know it's available and you can put it together. What makes us different? We have the TV show, which is going away. We will be doing virtual tours. We have Matterport, social media exposure, custom websites, videos. We are getting rid of the 24-hour hotline and texting code. Bottom line is we sell your home in less time for more money. I can tell this is old because, again, it only says Metro Roberts, not Western New York Metro Roberts.
It does have the WNY inside the M.
Yes, but it's anytime we have it, it's supposed to be like right here.
Oh, I see up there, yeah.
Is that it? Oop. I guess that's it. So that's the booklet. Yours will be a little bit different. I can see if Ryan can make them for anybody that wants them. What I will do is, what I suggest you do is send out an email to them. Right now we have just so much going on in this world. I don't know where he is as far as making them. When we get back to normal, I'm sure that these are going to be done. You guys all came in at a very, very challenging time. You know, I think we were doing this for 5 weeks, and that's when this hit. And
we're just lucky.
Pardon?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
We're just lucky.
Just lucky, I guess.
Well, this threw a monkey wrench. I mean, this is totally unprecedented. But I do know people that are selling houses. You know, I mean,
I'm amazed.
Go ahead.
I'm amazed there are people who want to move at this time.
Yeah, that surprises me.
I do. I get people calling me and saying, I want to see this house. You can't. I'm not putting you at risk. I'm not putting yourself at risk. You know, even when I'll be real honest with you, even when because they're talking about we gotta lift this, that disease is still out there. We're coming down, but we're still in a horrible position. I'll feel safer when it gets down to like China is now. Although China is reporting more cases since they've lifted the bans.
Hey, Erica,
Yeah.
I know you'd hate to hear this, but your mother-in-law was right.
I know. I thought of that so many times.
Oh yeah. Well, that was from the cruise.
Oh, I know, but it's kind of funny. Like she was really worried about it, and legitimately so.
Yeah.
He was on it.
Well, my son was talking about this for months before it happened. He was like, "Mom, get ready. This is going to be really bad." And he's still working because, well, I won't go into that here. The company he works for is a real scumbag. Let's just put it that way. He imported all these masks from China. He's going to be putting them on eBay at outrageous prices with the hopes to cash in on this. Plus, now he's essential. Yeah. Okay, we won't go there. I'll be here.
Deep breaths.
Deep breaths. Yes, I guess I can sit down.
Yeah, my husband's still working 6 days a week.
Where does he work?
He's a GM at Seneca Hickory Stick.
Oh. At the golf course?
Yeah,
I thought, well, that's under the casino rule. That's under the
correct.
casino. Because all other golf courses are closed. How is that essential?
Well, he's the GM, so somebody's got to be there.
Yeah. Gosh.
He's actually mowing the lawn. He really is. He's cutting greens and fairways.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to try to
Crazy.
close this and not lose you all. Okay, I did that. Oh, great. Yeah, well, mowing the lawn is I guess it's okay. You're getting outside, you're getting the sunshine, you know.
Yeah. Right at this point, I'll go ride a tractor.
I know,
Yeah.
get outside.
My
You know what I
gosh.
think is funny, Erica? You know how they have these labor laws when they say
You cut out. Rubina, you cut out.
We lost her.
Yeah, I think we lost her.
Yeah, we lost. Oh, she's still here.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
I said, I just find it so funny. All these labor laws are in place when it's convenient for them
Mm-hmm.
and where you can't work so many hours or so many days straight in a row. Yet since this started, my husband has not had one day off. He's been
Really?
working 12-hour shifts.
Wow. And he's he's a prison guard?
He's chief at the Auden facility.
Okay.
Probably because they cut back so much staff that they have a minimal amount of people doing the work.
Right. Yeah. So, what's really important is when you're on a listing to show the benefits of all the marketing tools we have and to show value. And the next thing is people want to know what to bring on a listing appointment. All right. What you want to bring is a listing packet. All right. Which are in the office, or you're going to have to create your own. You want to bring a CMA of the property. And if you need to change it when you're there, that's fine. You want to bring a tape measure or a ruler. If it was on the market before, you can always go into the previous listing and see if there's room sizes. If not, you can buy an electronic laser one that'll measure your rooms for you. I've been looking for a really good app on my phone to measure rooms, and I still have not found one that I'm really happy with, because to me, to not have to carry my laser measure would make life so much easier. I'm all about carrying one thing. I do not like to carry 100 different gadgets. That's why I open all my houses on my cell phone, and I'd love to be able to, even if I had to pay for it, to measure rooms on my phone, as opposed to taking my laser thing. And the one laser thing I have two of them. The one it keeps turning itself on in my bag, so the battery's always dead whenever I go to an appointment. And the other one is so old, I'm just waiting for it to die. And I don't know if I can buy replacement batteries for it. So I will keep looking for something on my phone to measure rooms, because I think you need to have that. And what's really funny is, even when I use my one that I've been using for 20 years, because I was never doing a tape measure, I'm sorry. People were so impressed by that when I went in and measured rooms. What is that? They'd say, "Go, I'm measuring the rooms." Really? It's like, this isn't rocket science. These things have been around for a long time, but just even having that helps. I do all my listing presentations on my laptop, or on my tablet, because I take my tablet with me wherever I go. I really try to stay one step ahead on technology, because I will be really honest, most people my age don't have a clue about technology. And I don't know a lot about technology, but I keep teaching myself and trying to learn more. My doggy's awake. That means my husband's up. That means she wants treats. She's very well trained. So that's what you bring on a listing appointment. Also, I bring my phone for pictures. From now on my listing appointments, I am going to be, when the market gets better, for anything over, say, 80 or 90,000, I am going to spend the money for a professional photographer, and I am going to spend the money, if the house is nice looking, for a Matterport. Only because I think that these tools are going to make our job a little bit easier. Because even if the restrictions lift and we can go about normal business, I think we're also going to do it in a safer manner. Now, I was talking to one of the agents who did a virtual open house. And what he did is he did it with the Zoom. And he scheduled a virtual open house and walked through the whole house with a Zoom meeting for people. He said 20 people sign up for the open house. And Zoom is free for 40 minutes. And the other thing you can do is you can do FaceTime, you can do things like that. But that's only if there's no one in the house and you're not putting anybody at risk. And you have to sanitize before and after. Personally, I don't know if I'm comfortable with going into somebody else's house if they're living there, or even if it's vacant right now. Well, I guess it's vacant, it's okay. I'll wear my mask, I'll wear my gloves, I won't touch anything. But where someone's living, I don't know. That's my feeling on it right now. Which will change as everything changes. So that's what you bring to a listing appointment. Right now, you're probably going to be doing listing appointments virtually, and you can do them through Authentisign, and we will eventually be going over Authentisign again. I'm trying to, do these classes like we are doing, just because it makes everything a little bit easier since we can't meet in person. Does anybody have any questions?
Erika,
Yeah,
I thought you had an app on your phone for measuring rooms.
I did. I'm not happy with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not happy with it. I want to find a better one. That one, I had to walk too many times back and forth to get a correct reading. And I don't want to be walking through somebody's kitchen 10 times to get a right reading. There also is, I think that was Mosier, there's one that does a floor plan, which I think is pretty cool, which I want to find out about too. I know the Matterport does that also, which is really cool. I like that idea. And for what our company charges us to do a Matterport, the more with everything that's going on, it's worth every single penny that we pay for it. You can get a Matterport and pictures for a little over $100. It's so dirt cheap,
Erica, I have another question. Have you ever used those staging simulators so you can actually add furniture to empty listings?
No, I haven't.
Do you know any names of any of the companies that put that out there?
You mean electronic staging, not a real one?
No, electronic staging.
Yeah, I know companies that do staging, but it's very expensive. Um, Electronic staging, I don't know about that. I would do some research.
Okay,
Seriously, and if you find anything, let me know.
sounds
I
good.
think
Thanks.
I think Drew knows because I
Who
think he
does?
uses it. Andrew, I think he
Andrew?
uses it. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Oh, does he?
I'm gonna give him a call.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll do that. So we want staging.
It would just help sell something, I think, that is vacant if you had pictures of it, especially in the digital era.
Right, right, right. The only thing I'd be concerned about is if it hits something and then somebody comes through and says this isn't the house. You know what I mean? It depends on if it does any photoshopping. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, well, I
my
think what
picture.
you do, I think you have to put that in the listing that it was, digitally staged or something like that. I think there is some type of disclosure that you add to the remarks.
Yeah, I think that's a real good idea. I really like that. I'm going to contact him today. I like that idea. That's the great thing is we can always learn something in this business. So I will give him. I wrote him down. I'm going to give him a call, and because I'm going to set up the classes for next week too, and I'll give him a real quick call and see what he knows, and I'll send that out to people too. And I'm also going to ask him if he knows of a measuring app because the ones I've been playing with, I'm just not crazy. And I don't know if you see that they changed Go New York MLS. They changed it to a different search, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It is Go Western New York Go MLS or Go New York MLS was so much easier to do searches. This one, I'm just not. You can set up searches through this, but I'm just not a huge fan of it. I have to play with it some more. I'd rather just go into the regular MLS now. So does anybody have any questions?
Do you know when you plan on doing the Authenticine again?
Yes, hang on. I have that scheduled for next week. Wait a minute. Next week we're going to do CMAs, we're going to do contracts, and then we're going to do riders on Friday. I don't know if we'll get all of the contracts in on Wednesday. We might have to stretch that out. And then the 27th, we're going to do Authenticine.
Okay.
And I am going to try to get somebody for my mortgages. And then we're almost done with the whole series again.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to start it over again at different times for people that can't make it.
Okay.
Are we meeting tomorrow?
Yes, I am.
Okay, perfect.
I'm going to do real estate. I haven't set it up yet, but I'm going to do real estate talk with Erika. I like the sound of it.
That sounds good. I like the review. I like going through these just to review because I haven't done a lot of contracts. I've only done like 3 contracts. I've only had 1 listing. So I just keep coming because I like to get different input and stuff, and I'm learning more.
Yeah,
with the
and this
digital
45 minutes isn't that bad. You know what I mean? I mean, if it was 3 hours, I think I'd be hanging from the chandelier by the time we were done.
Then I probably wouldn't be at all these classes either.
Yeah. No, I always love when people come back. And the thing is, even in like this class, I didn't know there was virtual staging. I just learned something new. So that's very exciting to me.
Well, it is, yeah, and it's me too, because I'm not real techie and I'm starting to get more techie, and it's not easy for me because I'm just not.
Well, one of the things I think you really have to do is not be afraid. I think that's, especially with, Sandy, you're close to my age. I think that our generation, because we did not grow up with computers, okay? I remember working at a bank years ago, and you had to push to take money out of your account. A debit account number, you had to push it in. A bunch of other buttons to make a withdrawal. And that at the time was really high tech. And the computer for that bank took up 2 whole floors. It was like a monster.
Right.
So, and young people, you know, you got an iPhone, you got a computer, you know, and it's just changed so much. And I think some of us who are older are afraid of doing something wrong, you know, and you just got to realize you're really not going to do too much wrong.
I keep messing with KV Core and just trying to get it all figured out and get everybody on it and stuff. And it's just sometimes it's like, I really want to do that. You know, it's just like, I just keep playing around with it because I don't know what else to do with it besides just keep playing with it, you know?
That's all you can do, you know. And the biggest thing is keep in contact with your clients. What I mailed you guys, I mailed some of you. I don't know if I mailed all of you. The Easter Bunny thing, I mailed that to all of my sphere of influence. You know, I'm still reaching out to my clients, you know, because eventually they're going to want to buy or sell. And let me tell you, people that have been stuck in their home for a month like me are really going, I think I want a new house.
This isn't
I
big
know I
enough.
do.
It's too big.
Oh no, I want bigger. I need my own space. I need a woman cave.
Yeah, she
You
cave.
need a she shed.
A she shed or a she
I don't want to
cave.
go outside. I don't want to go outside. It's my she sunroom office. All right, everybody, have a good day. Stay safe and healthy, and don't go insane.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Try.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.